Hi, I'm going to talk about the 2020 international placement opportunity that clinical education are currently arranging. Today, I want to cover the timing of the placements so that you can think about if this type of placement is suitable for you. We're going to look at the quality of the experience, who goes on these type of placements or who's been previously, and importantly, the cost. The goal is that you can make some decisions about if this is a type of placement you're interested in, and you've got a little bit of time to think about this. So the placement for 2020 is with GGC Vietnam. This happens in Da Nang, Vietnam, and we've run this placement across 2019 and 2020, so a number of cohorts of students have come through now. We've just got a brief few pictures here of GGC Vietnam. So it's a paediatric organisation that focuses mainly on children with neurodevelopmental delay or diagnoses. It's in Da Nang, Vietnam. Your placement happens in GGC House, so there is a clinic within GGC House. A couple levels above, there's accommodation. You eat in GGC House, and then you go on a number of outreach trips to various other organisations. So it is a hugely interesting experience. We've had a wonderful feedback previously. I'll show you a couple of other things in a moment. But first, the dates. These are really key. So in 2020, you can see that they straddle two placement blocks. So it's important that you understand your own calendar when making the decision if this is appropriate for you. So for 2020, the placement will start on July 6 and finish on August 7. And obviously there's a couple travel days either side of that. Like I mentioned, we've had successful placements in 2018 and 2019, so lots of Griffith students come through now. The feedback from both the clinical educators who've been, so I went last year and someone else the year before, and from our students has been wonderful. If you do get an opportunity to have a chat to the students who went last year, they'll happily share their experience. So in terms of your program, the GGC Vietnam experience fits under a mixed or complex experience and has a predominantly neuro-peds focus. For 2020, we have 6 placement spots available. So what we traditionally do is we send out an expression of interest form to you guys and you respond to say that you would be interested. So you need to be aware that you live and work together with your peers and your clinical educator for 5 weeks. So you need to have a think if this type of thing interests you or that you thrive in this entire type of environment. There's basic but comfortable living quarters, as in this isn't fancy. We stay at GGC House on, just quite simple Vietnamese rooms. It is air conditioned in the sleeping quarters, but it is also like hot, like crazy hot. So you need to be quite resilient and quite comfortable in this type of environment. It is catered for, and I can say the food is phenomenal. Kotu's like one of the most amazing cooks. So there's lots of perks. What about the cost? So again, this is a little bit variable each year, so I can't give you an exact figure, but I can tell you, you'll be eligible for a Griffith Mobility Grant. So last year this was $500, and that goes towards the cost of your flights or accommodation, things like that. You're also eligible for an OS helpline, so we'll direct you to the website to find out more information about this. We expect that your contribution to this placement may be up to $3,000. So that covers your flights, your accommodation, and your food while you're there. And then obviously Griffith contribute the rest for what your placement is actually in. This is a link to some funding information if you want to find out a little bit more. So what happens from here? You will be, sent an expression of interest. It'll have a little bit more detail, but really, I just want you to have a think if this placement is appropriate for you, and if this is a type of placement that you want to get excited about and want to participate in, that there definitely is an opportunity for you to be part of this. Of course, the clinical education team is happy to speak further about this.